Hello.
Hi guys.
What's up, everybody?
What's up?
What day of the week is it? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Happy hump day.
Hump day?
We've got some exciting stuff to talk about today.
Yes. This is an unscheduled live. It's a little surprise.
Yeah, a little pop-up.
If you're in the mood, you can watch it live. If not, you can watch it on the replay. We don't mind that one little bit. If you got something else going on, we'll be here. You can always come back later. We're going to have joining us very shortly the Right Honorable Carrie Brown and the wonderful Kim Howerton.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yep.
We're waiting for them now.
Are we going to add Carrie or are we going to add Kim? Because they're on the same phone. So, Carrie, I know you're on here already. Are we going to add you because I have to do this?
Just add Carrie and then they can
do this
figure
thing
it out.
where I open it. So, okay, so I made it so you can just send a request to join live, so it's on your end, and then we'll accept it.
You guys just send it from whichever phone you're going to send it from.
You like my blue blockers? They're pretty cute, aren't they?
Hers look better than mine, I think. What do you think? These are my blue blockers. You like these?
I'm pretty sure his were cheaper than mine, though.
Mine were cheap.
Mine were not cheap.
Yeah.
They were a little more expensive, but I wanted cute ones because I want to wear them and actually use them. Well, there's Kim. Let me see. I'll add her.
Yeah.
We're talking about holiday recipes.
You think they have their blue blockers on?
Hi.
There she is.
Look at that.
Hello.
We fit on the same screen. This is amazing.
We're here. And Carrie's over there, but she'll be over here in a second. I'll push this away so that you can see both of us.
Is she putting her face on? What's she doing?
No, her face is on.
Oh, okay.
I think she's adding some things that she needs to do on the computer.
Okay. Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Got it.
How's Connecticut?
And we're sharing this in all the right places. So that always takes a second because we're not as good as Neisha at being on it.
You'll have to. Yeah, I didn't do it.
So so I saw it looked like you had some snow.
An inch?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I
Is it
know.
supposed to do that there?
Not in November.
Usually it's in January, most of the time, not till February. So this is bonkers. I don't know what happened.
That's crazy talk. All right, I'm going to share this. Hold on, I've got to.
Of course, our snow is nothing compared to Connecticut snow. We got 1 inch with drifts up to 2 inches, and I'm sure
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
There's Carrie Brown.
Here she is. We decided stripes were what we were going to do today.
I like it.
So we've got that going on. And Carrie is currently at the stove, and she's mixing cranberry with cream to make what?
Cranberry schmanberry ice cream.
Cranberry schmanberry.
Schmanberry.
I need some of that.
We're going to have to buy an ice cream maker on Black Friday. I'm going to add that to my Black Friday appliance list that I need because this summer I'm going to be hitting. What are you doing? Stop it. It was perfect.
Our heads are smaller than hers.
No.
Her head's bigger.
Perfect. I don't want to be.
Here, I'll just sit back here.
God.
I think your heads are small. Well, I don't know. Ken has a big head.
Huge head.
Hey.
Normal head.
That's
What?
true. I accept it.
Okay.
All right. So we are talking about holiday recipe cookbooks, the best cookbook on the face of the planet because they're made by two of our favorite people in the world.
Yes.
Yeah,
and they happen to be these people right here.
These people. Carrie is so
Where's
busy
Carrie
with
Brown?
making various foods that she cannot even be on the live.
Oh my gosh.
She is busy.
Carrie and I have had an interesting couple of days here in Connecticut. We've driven around. We've eaten some really good food. We've been making she's been making some ice cream. And then we have been collaborating.
We have
So
strategizing in coffee shops around Connecticut.
So have you had any of Carrie Brown's food?
Oh, yeah.
I've just had her ice cream. I haven't had food, but I consider ice cream its own food group. So
I've had Carrie Brown bacon, Carrie Brown
that's
eggs.
true. That's
I've had,
Okay.
I've had the Carrie Brown experience. Let me just tell you.
The Carrie Brown guest house experience.
Yes.
Okay. So which of her ice creams were your favorite?
What was yours? You like the
God,
chocolate,
I
right?
liked the chocolate a lot, which is that's so simple, and all her other ones are like fancy.
Yeah.
But it was really good. But I did like Dirty Hippie pretty good too.
And my favorite was, what was it called? Bitchy Goat?
Sassy Goat.
Sassy Goat. Yeah, Sassy Goat.
Sassy Goat.
And
Bitchy
blueberry
goat.
cheesecake,
Bitchy
I liked
goat.
it too. I mean,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I liked all of them.
Yeah.
They equally have a special place in my heart.
But oddly, my least favorite was the hobo hippie. What is it?
Dirty Hippie.
Dirty hippie, yeah. Yeah, dirty hippie.
Hippie.
Okay, not so much.
I literally just
dirty.
said that. Like, he didn't hear me.
Fine.
But Lipid Girl, aka Siobhan Huggins,
Loves that.
ate like 3 gallons of Dirty Hippie on her own.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay,
So-
guys, so let's talk about the cookbooks. What
Okay, let's do it.
can these people look forward to?
So we both love the holidays because the holidays are an excuse to share your love via food. You may, like, I love the fact that you make these recipes that like remind you of your childhood or like some like special memory you have. And Carrie and I both agree wholeheartedly. We are not live to eat people, right? You know how some people will be like, you just live to
Food is fuel.
Right. No,
Yeah.
like food is memory and connection, and it's so many things. And so we love this season because it's a time that really brings a lot of that home. And so when I went keto, I wanted to turn a lot of my favorite holiday recipes into a keto version of things that I love. And Carrie is an amazing chef. And so we each really loved creating holiday recipes, and it occurred to us that we should join forces.
And there's no reason why you can't enjoy all the flavors and dishes that you used to enjoy pre-keto. You don't have to give that all up, because Kim and I, between us, have made everything you ever wanted for the holidays in a keto version. And there's no reason why you should have to forego all that just because you've made the decision that your health is super important to you. There's absolutely no reason why you can't still enjoy all of the holiday things. You just need a different version, and hopefully Kim and I have made it possible for you to have the best of both worlds. You have the health, but you also have the flavors and the emotional memories and all the love that goes with the culture of sharing food with people that you care about.
Totally agree. People who are like, food is fuel are so annoying to me. Because
Well, I mean, I love those people misguided as they are.
Fine if that's who you are, but I liked the experience, like you said, and all the memories and like smells associated with memories. And I think that, you know, what do they say? Like 80% of what you taste is mostly smell. And so I feel like that's a lot of, like you said, Kim, the emotional ties to food, especially around the holidays. So
like walking into your house and it smells like cinnamon and, you know, like vanilla, and you're like, oh, it's so homey.
And like cranberry ice cream right now.
And like cranberry ice cream.
Yeah.
Which I had never before associated with the holiday season, but I'm deciding to change my mind.
Nice. I love it. So tell us what you guys have come up with.
Okay. So, interestingly enough,
She took the words right out of my mouth.
Carrie is a trained pastry chef, and yet I make more desserts. So funny how that goes. So my recipe, so we each have recipe books.
It was interesting though, because when we first started talking about doing a collaboration last week, I was like, okay, how much overlap is there between my holiday book and your holiday books? And there was, out of all of the recipes, we were expecting there to be this massive overlap. And I think there were like 3 recipes.
Yeah, there's
So
like the
overlap.
cranberry, which is in every holiday recipe book, you know, known to man.
So it was really cool. So between us, that means that we didn't have to take any out of either of our books, that you can have it all. And so there's over 110 recipes for the holidays over all 4 Kim has 3 and then my 1. So Kim divided it into meals, sweets, whereas mine's all in one book. But between them, there's 110, over 110 recipes.
Yeah. So because, you know, the holiday season,
so
I spend a lot of, like, a lot of people have like a brunch or a get together where they need to bring something to a party. And so I've divided it up into like, what types of events do people attend in the holiday season? And so often it's really important to me that as a keto person, I can go to a party with food that I can eat. And also I will not have to explain to people why it tastes weird. You know, like, I've brought this keto thing. It's really good for you. No, like, I've just brought food and they're grateful and they love it because it's delicious.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they have no idea that it's weird.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you can tell them later that you're helping not kill them.
I've been to parties before and get-togethers where, you know, someone was, and I'm not knocking any kind of, you know, food belief here, but somebody was a vegan or gluten-free or something, and they would bring their food and everybody would be like, ooh, that's for them. That's whatever that is. You don't want that. But I love it that we can make, we can make keto delicious recipes that nobody's going to call this. They're going to be like, ooh, what is this? Who brought this? And you're like, oh, it's delicious, but also it's keto, by the way, so you're welcome.
Is that a Southern thing? Do other people say cull?
To cull it? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, but
I don't think so. Only in terms of like herds of animals.
Yeah, or desserts at a party. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, what are we doing in the world, right? We're trying to be examples of health to show our family members that this can be actually like really enjoyable. So delicious recipes shared with non-keto people who should be keto people is really the best gateway drug there is.
The holidays is a fabulous time to show your friends and family that what you do eating wise is not weird at all, and you're actually not missing out on anything, and actually your food is more delicious than the food they eat. It's a really good time without you having to, like, you know, scream from the rooftops. You just feed them food and they're like, oh, well, this actually tastes awesome.
And then they're like, why do I not need a nap after the dinner?
Exactly, right, exactly. And so when I first came to the keto way of eating, I assumed that it was like every other kind of specialty niche diet, that you'd have to get used to this and get used to that. But now with Neisha's cornbread recipe and with her other recipes, and then with your guys' recipe books, I mean,
there's no excuse.
There's no excuse. Yeah, there's nothing you're missing out on, except I saw a comment, and I want to post a challenge right now. I will send a check for $100 to whoever comes up with the first legit keto baklava recipe. $100 in the mail.
Like, no.
$100. Somebody, I saw a comment and they're like, please, somebody come up with baklava. And let me tell you, $100 is in the mail to whoever comes up with a legit keto baklava.
I don't want to work that hard.
That might be the holy grail, the keto holy grail.
Brett Butler wants to say hi to Mr.
I think the two foods that are like probably going to require some science and molecular gastronomy would be a croissant and baklava.
Yep. I agree. And I'm waiting.
You know me well enough, Ken, you know me well enough to know that I can't stop. I won't be able to stop thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Good. That was my hope. I've planted the seed.
Oh, God.
Carry on.
Yeah.
So give us some details about this cookbook offer. What's going on?
So because we decided to join forces on this cookbook and give everybody a really good range of foods, we decided instead of 2 full price books, you'd get them merged together, and you get, actually it's 4 books, but essentially 2, 1 from her, 1 for me in 3 parts. And instead of it being $30 for these cookbooks, it's under $25. So it's a nice deal.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are they ebooks or are they books?
These are ebooks. And the nice thing about an ebook, especially during the holiday season, is you download it. You can download it in multiple places. You download it to your phone. you go shopping, you've got the recipe book on your phone. And so you don't need to worry like, oh, did I forget if there's extract in that or something? You
And
just,
how many cranberries?
the whole recipe is joining you at the
Store.
pick and pack.
Nice. That's wonderful. That's got to be so helpful. And then you can just take your iPad or your phone into the kitchen instead of having a piece of paper you're going to get mussed up. You
can't lose that.
And you're not going to lose it.
No.
Yeah.
If you have bigger problems than losing the cookbooks if you lose your phone.
That's right. And somebody wants to know, how can they get these books? I just saw the comment.
Well, we have a link. Have we shared the link yet?
It's in the description already.
Okay.
The
There's
link's
a
in the
link in the description. And somebody just mentioned that they already had Carrie's cookbooks because Carrie's cookbooks are awesome. And everyone should already have them. If you already have Carrie's and you just need to add mine, just private message me. I'm on Facebook and I will help you.
The link is not in the description, but it will be in about 10 seconds.
Okay.
The link is about to be in the description.
Yeah,
And
we've got about, go ahead. We've got about 500 watching. And so if anybody's just joining us, we have Kim Howerton and Carrie Brown, and they have a package of holiday cookbooks. And Neisha's posting the link in the notes up above. It'll be there in about 10 seconds. And you just click on that link and you can go get these. And these are ebooks. They're not paperback or hardback. And so you've got them on your phone. You've got them on your iPad. You've got them on your laptop. And so when you go shopping in the grocery, you've got the recipes. You've got the ingredient list right there with you on your phone. You're not going to forget anything. You can get exactly what you need. And then you can take your phone or your iPad right into the kitchen and just scroll up and down as you prepare this recipe. You've got it. Is it there?
And yes,
it's there. The
somebody
link is there.
said, can you print? And yes, you can print.
Yep. They are specifically designed to work just fine to print. They're a PDF.
It's a PDF, so you can read them on any device. You can also, if you want to read them on your Kindle, once you've downloaded it to your device, you email it to your Kindle address to get it on your Kindle. So you can read these on any device, including a Kindle.
Nice.
Super easy.
And someone wants to know what kind of payment is accepted. Hey, Tia Maria. Hey, Tia Rosalia.
So you'd buy it through a website and it's credit card payments?
Or debit.
Or debit.
A few people ask about PayPal, and unfortunately we had to stop using PayPal because PayPal kept giving our products away and also put us on a 90-day hold of funds, and we can't do business like that.
Yeah.
So we had to stop using PayPal. They also charge a lot more in fees.
And we don't want to have to forward that additional cost to you guys, so it just works out best to do it by debit card. Works great. Most people's debit cards also now work as a credit card.
Yep.
Perfect.
Dr.
And
Barry,
tell us. Go ahead. Yes, ma'am.
No, you go.
I was going to say, tell us what are we going to get and how much is it?
So it is $24.90 for all these over 110 recipes. And you're going to get these downloads, right? It's right away. So as soon as you buy the product, you get an email. In the email are links. Those links are a download. And so you can start perusing right away. And you're going to get things like, okay, I'll give you a few of my favorites.
Yes.
Mint brownies. You get eggnog custard. You get, now I'm blanking out. You get these sausage biscuits that I make. So it's sort of like if you had sausage and biscuits and cheese and you merge them into one entity.
Please. Yes,
They're
please.
very tasty.
Oh my God.
Because if you're going to like and my family has this quiche recipe that we've always made. It's called quiche sausalito. It means Christmas morning to me. It's bacon, sauteed onions, and Swiss cheese, and heavy cream.
Oh.
I've just given you the recipe.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so that is one of my recipes as well. And then one of the meats we both love is a short rib. So there are 2 short rib recipes, but they are different.
Yep.
Nice.
Mine is a red sauce based short wine and red sauce, sort of a French preparation of a short rib, and yours is more boozy.
Gotcha.
So mine will definitely help you get in the holiday spirit.
Yeah.
I just saw a comment. I was going to say, go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, so in mine, all mine are in one book, and I've got breakfasts in case you have a crowd of people. It's not just about the actual holiday meal or the desserts. There's breakfasts in there, so breakfasts for feeding a crowd, ones that you can make in advance and just whip out at the last minute, or just make the night before, pop in the oven and have ready. So there's breakfast, there's appetizers, there's a variety of different entrees in case turkey's not your thing, or you're cooking, the Friday or the Saturday or over Christmas. There's a whole bunch of sides that will make you super, super happy. A lot of the favorites have been keto-fied. There's desserts, chocolate cream tart, pumpkin pie, pecan pie, eggnog ice cream, orange spice ice cream, chocolate rum truffles.
There's like a chocolate tart. Did you say?
Wait, hold on. Chocolate rum truffles?
Mm-hmm.
OMG.
And I have nutty, well, this is weird, rum, like the rum-soaked rum balls. I have those as well, which are a relative, but not exactly the same thing.
And then I have a section on beverages, and then I also have a section at the back, which is what to do with those turkey leftovers. So a bunch of leftover turkey, really fun new things to do with cooked turkey, so that you can use up that turkey in new ways that taste more delicious than any other turkey leftover dish you've already had. Yes, nice. Pecan pie, Geraldine.
She did say pecan pie. Some of you might say
pecan pie.
Oh,
or pecan pie.
Depends where you live.
Pecan.
There's 8 different ways to say it. Yeah, pecan. I like the pecan. I might start saying that.
Pecan.
Yeah.
And so there's so many recipes, because I mean, ultimately you should enjoy this life and enjoy your holiday. It's just a really wonderful, I love this time of year. By the way, because half of my family is Jewish, I will say that my recipes, they are not kosher. I apologize to the kosher among you, but there are a few Hanukkah appropriate recipes for those that are not kosher.
Gotcha.
The other thing is that although these are, we put these recipes together for holidays, you'll have fun using these recipes throughout the year. The breakfasts, even the turkey recipes, you could make those through the year with leftover chicken. You could, and a lot of the party ideas, the little appetizers. I've got these little leek and cheese quiches, which actually have keto pastry. They're not crustless. They have a crust. All of those kind of things are perfectly awesome for any party or any holiday. You could use some of these recipes at Easter, any kind of buffet you're having, parties. So these are books that you're going to use all year. You're not just going to use them for like the next 6 weeks. You're going to be using them and referencing them and shopping from them on your phone and cooking from them on your iPads all year long.
One thing that I found really interesting is between Carrie and I, we have several cracker recipes that are kind of amazing, and they're
completely different
and so different. Mine involve hemp seeds,
and mine don't,
and hers don't. And the nice thing about that is, like, how often do you think I can't have crackers anymore? I have cheese, but I have no crackers.
Does anybody out there miss crackers?
You
Tell
know
me
what
in the
you
comments.
are if you have cheese and no crackers? You crack-a-lackin'.
Crack-a-lackin'. Yeah. Anybody miss crackers?
We've got crackers for days between us.
You know what? That was a cheesy joke.
But love it.
So punny.
I wish
you are.
You.
I think those glasses make you smarter, Neisha.
You're on a keto roll.
I think so.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sherry misses crackers.
Okay, guys. So if you're watching, I guarantee you know somebody who needs this book. Feel free to share this on your Facebook page. Share it in your keto groups, your low carb groups, your paleo groups, your primal groups. It's time for this Christmas. This year needs to be a keto Christmas. You can use these delicious recipes to turn on family
I got
members
another
and
one.
friends and coworkers who are like, keto, I don't want that crap. Let them take one of these recipes to that get together and let them eat 5 pieces of it and then go, oh, that's keto, by the way.
Yeah.
And when I developed them, I tested them with a whole bunch of non-keto people who didn't know what I did. And nobody had any idea that they weren't made with regular ingredients.
Right. And somebody just asked about, are they full of really obscure ingredients? And they're not. Now, there are a few recipes that have a few things that you might want to order ahead just for convenience. But like most of I would say 90% of the recipe ingredients in my book, and I think maybe even 95 in Carrie's, you can get at like Walmart, just regular stores. And Amazon is just more convenient for some people, but there are not a lot of obscure ingredients.
We do try to keep the number of weird ingredients to a minimum.
Excellent.
Is
Dr.
Berry misbehaving?
Always.
I know.
So
he's not. Well, at
not-
least he's
there's
not
not a
eating
lot
your
of-
chicken nuggets anymore.
So there's not a lot of esoteric recipes they're going to have to go to the ethnic grocery to get. These are pretty easy to get ingredients.
You'll need some heavy cream.
Okay. I think we can manage that.
Yeah.
What about butter?
And then
We need
there are
butter.
things like there are suggestions like
So
I like
embarrassing.
stevia glycerite, but you can also and then you say like, but you could also use blah blah blah.
Good. I had a
Sadie has
question
pointed
in the
out
comments.
that they're funnier than us.
I don't know about
We
that.
don't
Now,
make
let me
enough
tell you
unusual
guys,
words.
I've had Carrie Brown's cooking and I've had Kim Howerton's cooking, and I promise you there's not going to be anything in this cookbook that you're going to make and go, meh, that's not going to happen. These ladies are proud of the recipes and they work hard on them. Neisha and I tend to just go in the kitchen and throw crap together and it turns out to be delicious. But these guys are trained. They're self-trained or professionally trained, and they literally sit around and think of recipes in their head. You know how when I'm daydreaming, there's like a cow and a goat, and then there's a squirrel. They're thinking of ingredients. I wonder what would happen if I put this with that.
That
Or
is
change
exactly
this
what we think about
ratio.
all day.
Literally, that's how their brain works. And so I promise you there's not going to be a bad recipe in these books.
Thank you. We appreciate that. Thanks, Sandy. We appreciate the apology. Yeah, it literally, like, we will call each other and be like, what do you think of? And it's just some random combination of, and then it works out amazingly.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
What else, Fran?
It's a berry keto Christmas.
Oh, I love it.
Aww.
Nice, Neisha. Yeah, it's gonna be permanent.
It's going to stick that
It's
way.
gonna stick that way.
So I had a question.
Yeah.
We've got a viewer who cannot eat almonds, and they're wondering if there's almond flour in the recipe, how would you guys, since you're experts, what should they substitute with? Is it 1-to-1? What's the ratio, etc., or are they just out of luck?
I have a strange substitution idea that works very well for me, which is I use ground pork rinds instead of ground almonds in a lot of baked goods. And I know that sounds really strange, but it works out really, really well. And it's totally nut-free, and the carbs are incredibly low because there are no carbs in pork rinds.
Right. I love that.
Or if you just want to straight swap with almond flour, you can use ground sunflower seeds. The color will be a little duller because they tend to be on the gray side, but flavor-wise and the way it works will be fine. So sunflower seeds, you have to grind them yourself, and don't, especially if you have a Vitamix or a high-speed blender, don't be careful not to make sunflower butter, but you
Right.
can use ground sunflower seeds instead. And if you want a nuttier flavor, just toast them, roast, or you can buy roasted sunflower seeds, grind those into a flour and use that instead of almonds.
Yeah, and
Nice.
for a lot of, if it's just specifically almonds and not just nuts in general that you have an issue with, A lot of other nuts can substitute for almond flour. Hazelnut flour, even pecans can be used. But if it's a nut allergy, then yeah, sunflower seeds are a good option.
And you can use cashew, but just beware that cashews are down the carbier end of the nut continuum. So just be careful about cashews, or you might do half sunflower, half cashew, just to keep the carbs a bit more in line with what your almonds are.
Gotcha.
So these people asked about promo code. You don't need a promo code. You just click the link, right? And that'll give them
the discount is built into it.
Okay. So you just click on the link that's in the description and it'll take you to the bundle and you'll already get the discount and you'll just download them to your device.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. Someone just asked about coconut flour, and you can use coconut flour instead. It does have a different texture and a different flavor a bit, and it's about a quarter. So if it's a cup of almond flour in the recipe, that's the equivalent of about a quarter cup of coconut flour. But generally speaking, if you're going to make a switch from a nut flour, in my opinion, to a coconut flour, just look for a coconut flour based recipe, because it's if you don't know what you're doing there, it's a waste of your ingredients, because it doesn't always come out like you hope it will.
I would not try, and if it's an almond flour recipe, don't try and swap out for coconut flour. Either find a recipe that's already been developed for coconut flour, or use one of the nut/sunflower suggestions if you need to get rid of the almond flour.
Yeah, you guys got to watch out for coconut flour, because it will make you look bad in the kitchen. It's happened to me. I thought, well, I'll just substitute coconut flour. No, that won't work.
Not so much.
Yeah, you'll be sad.
Yeah, and if you get experimental, it's always fun. I like doing a little coconut flour with some other things. But if you're somebody who hasn't done a lot of keto baking, start with recipes. Just because it's a whole different language than regular, your traditional carby baking.
And, Kim and I have spent an inordinate amount of time developing these recipes so that you don't have to. So that you don't have to have the fails, you don't have to have the frustration, you don't have to waste the ingredients, you don't have to waste the time and the money. If just use our recipes and spend time doing things you love, or hanging out with the people you love, or whatever else you want to do, we've actually done that work for you. So unless you really, really, really want to spend time fiddling in the kitchen, we just recommend enjoy the holidays and use our recipes.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I use ground pork rinds. I use a pork panko as a brand in some of the recipes. Like I make a pumpkin cake with it, and I make another bread with it. So if you want some recipes that include that, to try and experiment with that, that would be a great opportunity. And once you get a couple of those strange breads under your belt, then you can go off on your own and experiment to your heart's content.
Yum. I'm hungry now.
I can't wait.
Ken ate all the keto cornbread, so
yeah.
I have to make
how's
more.
the cornbread thing? Did you post that yet?
Yeah, it's up now.
It's on your YouTube, and it's on
YouTube and on Facebook, and the link's in the description to it already. But yeah, Kim Howerton, you gets half the credit on this, because she helped me out a lot.
Yes.
And actually, we made the cornbread by total accident.
We did. We were trying to make something else. Some of my best recipes are total accidents.
Happy accidents. They're happy accidents, like Bob Ross says.
I have eaten a lot of cornbread in my life, and I love cornbread. And I thought cornbread was just a thing of the past. I thought, yeah, whatever, I can live without it. I love it, but whatever. But no, if you want to be keto and you want to have cornbread, you can absolutely do it. Check out Neisha's YouTube channel or her Facebook page. The recipe is live right now, and I can vouch for it. Half the pone, that's what we call it. That's how we measure cornbread here in the South, is a pone of cornbread. Half of the pone is gone, okay? And also half the
How
stick
big
of
is
butter.
a pone?
It can be different sizes.
I got it. Okay.
Somebody asked if you
You
could
can't use it like football fields. Like it was 27 pounds.
That's right.
Yeah.
A pone is how much your pan will hold. Whatever kind of cast iron skillet you have, that's a pone. I think. I better Google that. Is that true?
I don't.
Did I just make that up? I don't know.
Anyway, someone asked if you can double the recipe and put it in a bigger pan, and obviously, yeah, you can do that. You can make as big a pan of cornbread as you would like, and
Yes.
it's not sweet, and I don't add corn extract to it, but you could totally if you like the taste of corn. This is more of a, what would you say, savory type of cornbread than a corny cornbread.
It reminds me of my grandmother's cornbread.
Yeah, it's modeled after my late grandmother's cornbread recipe, and so that's what I was going for. So if you like it to taste corny, then add the extract, and if not, then I mean, what is wrong with you? He thinks he's funny.
Sorry.
Me and Kim did the carb count via chronometer, and I think we did 8 servings, and it came out to somewhere close to 2 grams of carbs per slice. That's a small slice.
That was total carbs.
That was total carbs.
Right.
But that is a small slice, but and again, that's a estimation depending on how you cut your piece. You know, it's going to be a little less or a little more than that, but that's pretty good, and that's because we use pork panko, and that cut down on the amount of flour that we had to use. So yeah.
And that, I mean, I'm super carb sensitive, like Dr. Berry is, right? And so there's a range of carb tolerances even within the scant tolerance of keto. And so I made sure that in my recipe books, and this is actually true of Carrie's as well, you know, there's a range of carb counts potentially in these recipes, but there are some that are just surprisingly low when you make the calculation.
And of course, you
and
can
I'll tell you,
vary the amount just by eating more or less.
Exactly. And I ate a big serving, and I had, you know, Kim, if you eat too many carbs, you're like, okay, I'm going to lay down for a minute. I had none of that. Okay.
Yeah.
I had none of that. I still feel very sharp and alert. And so I know that however many grams are in there, it's a very slow release, and I didn't have any effect at all. Very keto in the way I feel. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a big part of it. Go ahead. Sorry, Neisha.
No, it's like a 5-second delay. We keep doing that. Somebody asked if it can be made into dressing. I don't know yet, but I'm going to give it a go. I feel like it probably can, because the texture is so similar to what cornbread would be without it being keto. So hopefully, but yeah, to be determined. Give it a go.
Right.
Yeah,
I love it. One of the nice things about it, because there's some ground pork rinds in there, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, and one of the things that does is, because it's mostly gelatin, it acts as a chewy binder in the bread. It actually enhances the texture, which is why it's a great ingredient. And because of that, when you add liquid to it in a dressing situation, or stuffing, depending on where you're from, it doesn't get as sometimes if it's an all almond flour formula, when you add some liquid to that, it breaks up too much. But the breads made with a little bit of pork panko or ground pork rinds, they tend to hold up better, and so there's a better stuffing dressing texture.
Right.
There's science in this, people.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm hoping that it'll turn out. I'm going to make dressing, and we'll see how it goes. I'll let everybody know for sure.
Tell me, guys, with this cookbook bundle, would it make a good gift? I mean, is there a way that they can gift this when they click on the link? Or
yeah, I mean, they can just put in the email of, well, they can do 2 things. They can either download it and then email it to their recipient, or they can put the recipient's email in the order.
And then it just goes to their email. Okay.
Yep. And so you can do it either way.
Excellent.
And how long is this deal going on for?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Well, you found the nugget there, didn't you, darling?
Question of the night.
It will be, by the time the holidays are gone, it will be also gone.
Okay.
So get it now, because you want it, because Thanksgiving is next week.
Right. Thanksgiving is in a week. And I have an entire section of pumpkin. I should have called it the Neisha section, because it's all the pumpkin things. And the pumpkin things really are about the Thanksgiving experience. Yeah. There's 2 types of pumpkin bread. Pumpkin spice latte. There's a pumpkin pie. There's pumpkin squares, there's pumpkin bread, there's a lot of pumpkin. And you know, that will not be as useful in January.
You are so right. Yeah, no one cares about that in January. But Carrie,
they're a little pumpkined out.
In your beverages, do you have a peppermint latte by chance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's in the cookbook?
That's in the cookbook because basic white girls want to know if there's pumpkin. I know there's pumpkin spice latte, but I needed to know about the peppermint latte. So that's good. All right. Awesome.
Yes. Yep. There's a pumpkin. You can, if you wanted a full peppermint experience, there's a double chocolate peppermint brownie and then the peppermint hot cocoa. And you could just immerse yourself in peppermint.
Is there cookies for parents to make with their kids that they can put out for Santa Claus?
Yes.
Oh, y'all just
there are there are like 3 cookie recipes and options for decorating them even.
Wow, that's exciting. Because that's one of the things, you know, little kids really want to make cookies for Santa Claus, and mom and dad get roped into the sugar cookie crap. You know those ones that you just cut, you don't even decorate them, they have like the decor built into them? It's disgusting.
Yeah.
The stamp through the center of the cookie.
That's just lazy, ladies and gentlemen.
She doesn't know what we're talking about.
That's an American crap.
Crazy Americans.
America.
Yeah. So, okay, good news for the parents whose kids want to make Santa Claus cookies, and they can make a healthy version.
Yes.
And they don't have to know that. You don't tell your kids that. Don't tell your kids they're keto cookies.
Right.
Just say we're making cookies. They don't know.
Right.
They don't care.
No.
Pretty much.
And you won't have to scrape them off the ceiling. The children, I mean.
Right.
Pretty much, this bundle will give you everything you need. Every recipe you need for holidays throughout the year are in this bundle between the two of us.
And it's
Velma would like to know where to get it. It is in the description.
Yeah.
Just click the link.
Click the link. It'll take you straight to it. The discount's already applied. You just download it to whatever device.
And if you want it for yourself, you put in your email address. But if you'd like to gift it to someone, you just put their email address in, and it will send it to them. Happy Christmas!
Absolutely. Merry Christmas. So yeah, absolutely, it's gonna be super fun.
Here. Happy Christmas, Harry.
You're funny. Who wants to see me wear Neisha's glasses? These are blue blockers, by the way, in case you didn't know.
He's gonna stretch him out with his big giant head.
I don't have a giant head. It's just it's slightly larger than average.
Yeah, that's what that means.
Neisha is
you have a tiny head.
I'm pequeño.
Yeah, mucho pequeño.
Or
mucha.
I guess pequeña.
Pequeña.
Yeah. Pequeñito.
So, Donna, there is not printed versions. There is a printed version of my book, but there's not a printed version of Kim's book. And the bundle is the digital version, not the printed version.
But I have had a few clients who have purchased the digital, and they just printed them out and put them in a sleeve, and it's great because they can wipe them off when they. So printing,
Staples will print it out for a few dollars.
We do have eggnog recipes.
Yeah. Okay, I was going to say, we have 2 top fans saying eggnog, please, and so there is an eggnog recipe in this book.
There are several,
and there's also eggnog ice cream
and eggnog custard.
Oh my!
In case you want to eat your eggnog with a spoon.
I will link my blue blockers.
And mine too, since everybody's been so complimentary of them.
No one cares about that.
Nobody likes my glasses, evidently.
Oh my gosh, why are you so bad? Why are you like that?
I am not wearing my glasses, but I could, hold on.
Now I feel left out. I don't have any glasses to wear.
I want to join the club.
Mine. Oh, yeah, nice.
I'd like it. Yes, those are cute.
Thank you. They're actually not just blue blockers. They're because I can't see.
Oh.
Because I'm 42 years old, and apparently when you're over 40, you start to go blind. Nobody warned me about this.
Sometimes. So tell us about this deal again. Wrap it up. How many recipes? How many books? What's the price? And what's the special deal?
Okay, so it is a total of 4 books, 1 long book from Carrie and 3 short books from me. And Carrie's book is called
Keto for the Holidays.
And my 3 books are called Holiday Parties, Holiday Sweets, and Holiday Meals. And with the link in the description, you can get all of those for
a reduced price
of $24.90.
100 and over 110 recipes for every holiday situation you can think of the entire year.
Wait, I thought it was $24 per book, so it's $25 bucks for all 4 books.
For all of it.
Wow.
What a deal, man.
Wow. Okay.
And there's eggnog.
And there's several
and
eggnog and
cookies.
Several eggnogs.
I love it.
Oh wow, I love it.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people, we get excited about the desserts, which are very exciting. I do understand, but you know, not everyone eats a ton of desserts, so there are a ton of great meals as well that don't have any sweeteners or weird ingredients or you know any of that. So whatever your specific nutritional requirements are,
there's things for you.
There's things you could do.
And interestingly enough, Kim has the majority of the desserts, not me.
Right.
Weird but true.
And because I'm super carb sensitive, my desserts tend to be modified to be exceptionally low carb. So I do things like a lot of custards rather than maybe always doing a pie, so that you don't get overwhelmed by all the nut flour carbs.
But if you can do the nut flour things,
they exist too.
There's there too. There's pecan pie, pumpkin pie, chocolate cream tart, and biscuits too. There's some biscuits.
There's some biscuits.
Sour cream and chive biscuits.
Now, by biscuits,
crackers.
do you mean cookies or do you mean biscuits?
We mean the soft kind that you can put jam and butter on.
I gotcha. Okay.
Although not the chive ones, that would be weird.
The sour cream and chive biscuits are American biscuits.
That sounds good.
Hi, Dave Feldman.
Hey, Dave Feldman.
Or
So
stones,
Kim brought up
as we would call them in
brought up a
England.
very interesting point. Tell us about a few of the recipes that aren't dessertish, that are more savory, like main courses or entrees.
So I have something that I love that is a family recipe, and it's a little bit of an exotic vegetable, but you should be able to find it. And it is a fennel gratin, which is basically, do you know what fennel? It's like a thing about this big, and you can chop it up, and it's like a really interesting flavor. I love the way fennel tastes. And then you're just basically cooking it in a lot of butter and cream. Terrible. And so it's very, very tasty. I have a recipe for scalloped potatoes. So you take like radish and you turn it into kind of a slice like a potato, and then you treat it like you'd make a potato, scalloped potato. I've got a apricot mustard ham recipe because some people like ham for Christmas. And I've got short ribs, turkey, stuffing recipes. Those are some of the savory ones, and a lot of appetizers as well. And she's got a lot too.
So I have several entrees. If you don't want to do the big roasted bird thing, there's a turkey and cranberry meatloaf. So you can get your turkey and cranberry, but in a meatloaf form, either hot or cold. You can make it in advance, so you don't have to do it on the day. Roasted salmon with avocado salsa. If you want to do fish, there's boozy beef braised short ribs. There's chicken masala. There's a whole bunch of sides, including, I can't believe it's not mash, and I'm not going to give the secret away, but it is exactly the right texture of real mashed potatoes without any potatoes. And there's a bunch of other sides. There's also a couple of salads for those of you who like a bit of greenery. And for those of you who miss crunch, one of them particularly is very, very crunchy salad. There's also a lovely salad with avocados and walnuts. And there's a bunch of appetizers. There's little mini pizza pies. There's the individual leek and cheese quiches, which actually have a crust to them. There's all sorts of things. I'm trying to remember now.
Things.
Lots and lots of things.
Yeah. And then I try to give something, because a lot of people get really hung up because ham is a traditional Christmas dish for a lot of people, but most of them are just full of sugar or like have a glaze that's very sugary. And so in my recipe, I tell you a couple of brands you can order a ham from. They'll ship it to you that's a sugar-free ham. So I try and make sure if there's an ingredient that's a little bit less common to find, to tell you how to get it.
And Dave Feldman, you need to switch it up a bit, dude. Like, lay off the cheese wisps and make some crackers.
Okay, very important question here. Are there macro counts in Kim's book? I already know that there aren't in Carrie's book, so that's
there are not macro counts in mine. However, if anyone wants to request one, I will send them a PDF of the macro counts.
There you go. If you didn't know, guys, if you get on Chronometer or Chronometer, whichever, and you put in all of your lists of ingredients, it will tell you the macro count.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Isn't that right,
And
Kim?
yes, Dave Feldman, I have met you, and it was almost a religious experience.
You cannot meet Dave Feldman and not love him.
Yeah, you can't.
He's very
He's also
lovable. I
very
agree.
cool and gives the best hugs.
And if you need someone to take a selfie of like 20 people,
Dave's your man.
he's got very long arms.
Yes, he is
And
good
we
at that.
love him.
I had a question, guys.
I'm not done.
yeah.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Is that right, Kim? Is that not the one that we put it in?
I'm sorry, what was
figure
the
out
thing?
macro chronometer?
It was Chronometer. We did
Yeah.
use Chronometer. Is my favorite macro counter because some of the issues with some macro counters are that they allow people to send information in and it's sort of like crowdsourced. And while I like it in theory, that's not necessarily where you want to be getting your accurate information from. And Chronometer makes sure they check everything before it gets there. So you kind of know if it's in there, it's probably correct in terms of what you're looking up. Part of the reason I usually have macro counts in a book, but here's the thing about holidays for me.
I threatened to not turn the heating on at my house while she was here.
It wasn't just that. I'm not that much of a pushover. But I do think that while it's important if you're in a mode where you're trying to track and make some changes, dust, and evaluate those kinds of things, it's okay on certain days of the year to just eat.
Yeah.
Pick keto foods, know that they're going to be okay, and be all right. Like, and for me, a holiday should be a little bit more about not like listening to your body, not overstuffing it. You don't have to act as if you're never going to eat again. And at the same time, I think every once in a while it's okay to just enjoy your meal and not be upset that you ate 21 grams of carbs today instead of 19.
Right.
Totally agree.
Yes.
But we also promise you that the recipes we created for this bundle, they're all keto. You don't need to worry about it because we're only using keto ingredients. So enjoy.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And I had a question. All right, if someone buys this package, can they look at the cookbooks on their laptop, on their desktop, on their phone,
Yep.
all that,
Everything.
right?
Yeah, and you can
okay,
share
good.
it across multiple. You
Devices.
can have it on all of your devices.
Very nice. I love it.
Okay, so go buy it right now. The link is in the description. All you have to do is click it. The discount is already applied. Get it now. It won't last forever. Thanksgiving is next week. You need this today.
You need to start
You need to
cooking and
get it.
practicing today.
Because, yeah, you go shopping this week for your stuff. You don't want to do it next week. It's going to suck.
And you're not going to need to spend hours searching on Pinterest for recipes that don't work and taste nasty. You can just use this resource
Carrie
that
Brown
we made
hates
for you
Pinterest.
and you'll be covered.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys.
I love it.
Super duper.
Thanks so much
guys.
for joining us. Yes, thank you for offering this to our viewers and our fans and our friends. We love bringing value like this to you guys, and I'm telling you, we don't promote products, we don't do that, but you need this bundle of cookbooks that you can use not just for the holidays, but all year round. And I've personally consumed the cooking from both of these humans in this live, and all three of these humans actually, and they are all great cooks, and I would not even be doing this live if I did not wholeheartedly believe that these recipes are delicious and keto. So happy Christmas, enjoy your holidays. Human beings have been feasting for thousands of years at this time of the year. That's not why we have an obesity epidemic, okay? So do not feel bad if you feast a little bit towards the end of the year. Humans have been doing that since before recorded history. It's okay. That's not the problem. The problem is eating the crap food that you won't find in this cookbook bundle.
Thank you.
There's that soapbox.
Just for a second.
Oh,
It was good. It was good, Neisha. It was good.
Oh, wow. Anyways, so I'm going to go and download these books so I can get my shopping list together, and I can go to Walmart tomorrow before all the crazy people rush out, because it snowed here and all the bread and milk is gone, but I bet you there's plenty of bacon.
And heavy cream.
And heavy cream. Okay,
I don't know.
guys,
Keto's catching on. You got to watch out. Stock up
That's
early.
true. It's very true.
That's true. All right. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. The bundle
Bye.
link is up in the comments. Click and buy. We'll see you next time.